Hi friends, Mrs. Krause here for the English expansion. How many women do you see in this picture? None. That's because the first settlers to Jamestown were all men. Most of these gentlemen didn't know how to hunt, fish, or even build houses. So why did these people come to the New World? What will I learn in this lesson? I will be able to explain reasons people came to the United States, describe daily life in colonial America, explain how daily life in colonial America changed over time. Working hard. Purple is before 1500s. Blue is now 1600s. Green is next, the 1700s. In April 1607, a group of immigrants arrived in North America from England. They wanted to start a colony in what is now the state of Virginia. They called it Jamestown. They left England because of poverty. There was little work for them in England. They were looking for a better life. These early colonists did not know how different it would be in this new world compared to life back home in England. Did you know the first settlers of Jamestown did not bring women and children? However, they did bring their wig curlers. Let's read more to find out how this colony started out. In April 1607, 105 men arrived by ship in Jamestown. They were soldiers and workers. There was even a tailor and a barber in the group. The men cleared some trees. They built some small houses. They surrounded the houses with a fence called a palisade. They also planted a few crops. One of the biggest challenges the settlers faced in the earliest days were the mosquitoes. Their first winter was very difficult. Many men died from disease and bad water. They did not have clean drinking water. There was not enough food. The local Powhatan tribe taught them survival skills. They showed the colonists how to build warmer homes, how to farm, and where to fish. These settlers traded goods and resources with the native tribes. Soon, the colony started to grow. More settlers, including women, arrived. They started to have families. The colony started to plant tobacco. This was a plant they could trade. It made their economy and colony grow. Life was difficult for the colonists in Jamestown in the early years. Can you help Laura find things that would make it difficult to be a colonist? I'm going to skip that because this is not working. Growing colony. As the colony grew, the colonists started taking and using more land. The Powhatan tribe was angry that they were being forced off their land. They often tried to defend their land by fighting back against the colonies. One day, the tribe and colony made peace. Pocahontas, the daughter of the Powhatan chief, married John Rolfe, one of the colony's tobacco farmers. Jamestown continued to grow. The colonists sold their tobacco to European countries. More settlers arrived. More houses were built. More services were started, including the opening of a blacksmith shop and other small shops. Jamestown became the capital of the colony of Virginia. Who settled in Jamestown? Spanish, English, Dutch, or French? English. Good job. What was one difficulty the colonists faced? Cold winters, warm home, lots of food, warm weather. Well, it makes sense cold winters. Correct. Which crop helped grow their economy? Tobacco, oranges, corn, Grapes. I remember reading about tobacco. You got it. Did you know that Jamestown became the first permanent British settlement in North America? For freedom. Another group of immigrants arrived from England in 1620. They landed at Plymouth Rock. They started the colony of Plymouth in what is now the state of Massachusetts. These colonists are now called the Pilgrims. Growth. The Pilgrims did not know what to expect when they arrived. They left England knowing they wanted to build a village and have a better life for their families. The local Native American tribe was very helpful. The tribe taught them how to survive in their new home. They could grow crops, fish, and hunt beaver. In less than 5 years, the colony of Plymouth created a strong economy. Their houses were solid and kept them warm. As the colony of Plymouth grew, more settlers arrived from England. The Massachusetts Bay Colony was established up the coast. It included the town of Boston. Okay, I can see here from the picture, they came over and up this coast. As they grew, the two colonies combined to become the colony of Massachusetts. Boston became an important port for trading with the other English colonies and with Europe. Together, the English colonies along the eastern coast of North America were called New England. Did you know that we think of today as the Pilgrim's hat was not really worn by the settlers at Plymouth? The men wore brown hats and had wide brims, and did not have buckles. The women wore caps to cover their hair. Ready, set, go. Jamestown and Plymouth were two colonies created by English settlers in the 1600s. The colonists came to North America for freedom and a better life. Make note of this big idea in your travel journal. We don't have a travel journal, so remember that big idea. What did I learn? Lesson summary. The settlers of Jamestown and Plymouth left England in search of a better life. In England, some were poor. Others, like Pilgrims, were jailed for their religious beliefs. They thought they could make a better life in North America. They created colonies in Virginia and Massachusetts. With the help of Native Americans, the settlers survived and their economies and towns grew. Now I can explain reasons people came to the United States, describe daily life in colonial America, and explain how daily life in colonial America changed over time. Self-check. Where did the settlers of Jamestown and Plymouth come from? Italy, Spain, England, or France? I read about England. Correct. What did the settlers at Jamestown grow to build their economy? Corn, watermelon, tobacco, apples. I remember reading about tobacco. Good job. Why did the Pilgrims choose to build their village on flat land? To build a playground, to access fresh water, the view of the river, to plant crops. I remember reading about planting crops. Correct. Name a difficulty early colonists faced. Swampy lands, hot summers, lion attacks, disease. I think disease because I remember reading about mosquitoes. Great job. Why did the Pilgrims leave their home in Europe? They were looking for adventure. They wanted religious freedom. They were searching for warmer land. They were tired of cold winters. I remember reading about religious freedom. Super! What is my assignment? It's time to show what you know. Complete the activity below. Go in the resource area and find English expansion. Answer the questions. All right, I hope you learned a lot about English expansion. I can't wait to see what you learned.